Hi, my name is Wes Smuts with McGrath Real Estate. Today we're going to look at the two options you get in terms of an investment property here on the Rockhampton Riverfront. The first one we're going to look at is units that are inside of a hotel pool, like the Empire, Edge, and to a certain extent the Quest building. On the other hand would be a unit in buildings that are more geared towards residential or longer term rental. There are positives and negatives to both, and it just depends on what your needs and requirements are in terms of which would suit you best. So firstly, we're going to look at the hotel pool units. That would be Edge, Empire, and Quest along the riverfront here. Quest works slightly different, so for the moment we're going to talk mostly about Empire and the Edge. If you buy a building, a unit in one of these buildings, you can take occupancy of it. You can give the hotel notice that you want to live in it yourself, but if you don't do that, they rent these units or apartments out on your behalf on a short-term basis, and on a monthly basis they would pay out any income that you received minus all costs. The advantage of this is that if you wanted to use this unit for a night or two every couple of months, you could block it off and for a small fee use it. The other option would be to buy an apartment and put a longer term tenant in it. Now the advantage of that is that you get a more stable income and you know exactly what you're going to get every month, but there's also less flexibility for you. In other words, you can't really stay a night or two in an apartment that you've rented out for 6 months. Now, the buildings that work well for that are most of the other buildings: South Bank, the Rocks, the Gallery, and all the buildings along the riverfront here. So I think the important thing when trying to decide what would work best for you is sitting down and thinking what it is that you want from an apartment. Examples of the different units we have would be, we have unit 710 in the Empire building, which gives a 5% return, or gave a 5% return in the last financial year. That is the income it received minus all hotel expenses, minus body corporate, and minus the rates that you would pay on that. Another good example would that be a new listing that we're getting, which is number 1101 in the Edge apartment, which gives a similar return. Now these are part of the hotel pool. When we're looking at units that you can put on a longer term rental, that would be something like in South Bank, unit 102, which gives about a 4.8% return if it's being rented at $490 a week. And we have unit 801 in the Edge building as well, which gives us about a 5.1% return as well on a long-term rental. So if you would like more information on any of these units or would like to discuss which opportunity or investment options work best for you, please get in touch with me, Wes Smuts, on 040 272 9306. Thank you.